Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. Hi, my name is Dheeraj and I'm very glad to have you here. I still don't know what I'm doing on YouTube, but hey, we'll get through this together, okay? So, today's video is a part of a little talk series that I'm doing. Like, I've done a couple videos on it already. I will link them down in the description below. If you want to check them out, go ahead, do it. I've gotten quite a good response for these videos and I've been told that they are actually quite helpful, so I wanted to continue doing the series. And I sat down yesterday and I was thinking, what should the next video be? And that's when realization hit me that we are actually in the year 2025. Crazy, I know. Somehow we're already in this year, and 2024 to 2025, the transition has been interesting. And I realized that going into a new year is all about change, it's all about new beginnings, it's all about, new energy, it's all about like change basically, right? You're changing the calendar, you're changing the year, everywhere the year changes, and it's kind of a mess, but you also learn how to cope with that change. So I was like, wait a second. Change is such a good topic to talk about. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How to deal with change, how to accept it, and how to be okay with it. Now, I'm 20 myself, so it has been 2 decades of me on this earth. So I can confidently say that I've seen quite some changes in my lifetime, and I've grown accustomed to them. At this point, I'm like, oh,
Oh shit, here we go again.
that's how it is. But yeah, let's talk about it in detail. First of all, I want to just open the video by saying that life is all about change. Like, I know you've heard that said a million times. I know you open Pinterest and this is the number one quote that you see. And like all of your parents, all of your friends keep saying the same thing. But it is repeated so much only because it is true. Life is literally all about change. Nothing stays the same, nothing is stable, everything keeps changing. And life is all about how you grow adapted to this change. Like, literally. So, as change is inevitable, we kind of get lost in it all sometimes. Like, sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes, it feels very overwhelming. Sometimes it makes us go into very bad places. Like, sometimes it also can lead to depression. Sometimes it also can lead to like anxiety and like panic attacks and just bad stuff. So, how do you get over that? How do you accept change? First of all, while change is happening, now this is like tips for you people. So, first of all, while change is happening, try to hold on to your ground. And your ground needs to be stable. So, first off, you need to work on stabilizing your ground. It might be people, it might be something you love doing, it might be anything. But this ground needs to be stable, right? Like, for example, for me, my ground is my best friends. And I love them to death. I would kill for them, I would die for them. So I have like four best friends, and like they are my ground. I know that they will be always be there for me, and so I hold on to them with all that I have. So when change is happening, I hold on to them, and they are my ground. Now, like this, for you, it might be your family, it might be God, it might be something that you're into spiritually, it might be some hobby that you have that you really, really like, it might be your profession. So hold on to your ground and just let the change pass. It'll be okay. And you also have to remember that people change with time. And this is so crazy to think about because you're like, oh my God, if people keep changing, who are the people I keep in my life? And like, if people keep changing all the time, how do I know what is their real personality? What is real and what is a facade? let me just tell you something. Situations do tend to change people most of the times. And the people that end up changing the most are the people that are affected by the situations the most. But in some cases, there are people who willingly change, not even depending on the situations. So those are the kind of people that we do not need in our life, right? But other than that, people keep changing with time. Like for example, me now is so different from how I was like 2 years ago or like 3 years ago. And I see such a noticeable change in myself. And that's why I'm able to tell you that people change with time. Now, it depends on you if you want to change with them or if you want to get rid of them or if you want to support them in their change or, you do not want to be a part of that. It's totally up to you. But what's also important to remember is that you should never let people change you, right? Like, for example, in the beginning of 2024, that was a year ago, like, wow. Okay, I cannot have an existential crisis right now. I'm filming. Right. So, a year ago, I was in this friend group that was a bad influence, that was very toxic. So I kind of changed myself for them. I let go of a lot of problematic things that they did, and it was just not good for anybody involved. So I let people change me, and I understood that how bad that is. And then I grew closer to my best friends, and I understood that they will never require that from me. They will always just need me for me. And that is the energy, that is what you need in your life, right? So do not let people change you. And so many times, like 99 out of 100 times, change depends on the situations. Like, there are so many cases where a situation or an incident happens like on a huge scale and it ends up changing like a lot of people, right? So that is a situation that also happened to me in February 2023. My grandma passed away. I know, like, you were like, he talks about this in every video, but it is life changing, okay? We literally live in the same house. So I grew up with her, and to see her just pass away like that, it like shattered my ground. It was absolutely insane. It was crazy. So when my grandma's death happened, one of the most interesting and beautiful things is that my dad changed quite a bit. Like, before that, he used to be a little, I don't want to say, like, what is the right way to word it? Like, he used to get angry a lot quicker, and like, even the littlest of things would trigger him. But after grandma passing away, it is so different. Like, he is much more peaceful, he's much more calm. I can see such a noticeable change in him. I don't know if everybody else notices that, or I don't know if it's just me, but I do notice that change, and it's honestly quite beautiful. Yeah, so change depends on situations. Now, something very important to remember while you're going through change is that you can always take your time to accustom to these changes. You can always take your time. And taking your time does not mean that you will be okay with it in 1 week, you will be okay with it in a month or two or whatever. You can take months, you can take years, you can even take a decade to be okay with change. There is no set timer that you need to be okay with this in this amount of time. So please just take your time and be gentle with yourself. That is very, very important. Do not punish yourself. Do not get into self doubt. Do not do all of that. Take your time and heal and grow and learn to be okay with the change, but take your time, okay? Right. Now, if you are close with your family, hold on to them. And I know you have a lot of loved ones in your life that you cherish, so hold on to them while change is happening, and that will really keep you stabilized, that will help you have a clear state of mind, and that will help you in every way possible. Right. And sometimes families also change. Like I told you about my dad changing after my grandma's passing away. Like that. There can be like conflicts in your families, and it can affect your relationship with them. Like I know every family has that like one negative Nancy, and like they come and like they ruin everything. And you might have like grown up looking at this person in one way, and you grow up and realize that that's not that person. Like they were projecting something all along, but that's not really them. And they just want to ruin everything and spoil everything because they want that power. So like your entire perception of them changes, and your perception of the people associated with them also changes. So that's there, and that is okay. Like I know it sucks, I know like you feel helpless in these situations because there is actually nothing anybody can do, but it's okay. It's just something that happens and we cannot control it, so we're not going to try to control it. Something that you have to remember is that you can never control the things that do not want to be controlled, right? So just hold on to your friends and everything will be okay. Now, something that you need to make sure of is that all your friends are supportive of the change that you're going through. And if they do not support it, cut them off. You heard it here from me first. Cut them off if they are not supportive. If they cannot make space for your change, you do not need to hold space for them in your life. Right? I know I'm right. Cut them off right now. Now, well, how do I go through changes? I want to talk a bit about that. I don't know why I'm stumbling so much today. I'm sorry. But well, how I deal with changes is that I drag my best friend through it. And if you've seen any of my videos, you know that my best friend is my name twin. He's named Dheeraj, and he's sitting like thousands of kilometers away from me right now. We are long distance best friends, but it's gonna be 2 years for us. Touch wood. Mashallah. And yeah, I drag him through everything that I go through. And it's so fun. Like, he is just the best person ever. And he is so adapting to me. Like, whatever I say, he's like, okay, now, like, how do I make myself welcoming to this? How do I welcome this change? How do I make space for this? So he is so uh, accommodating. Like, he makes a space for me. He literally lays a bed, lays roses on top, and says, "Come here and sleep. It's okay. I'll take care of you." Like that is his entire personality. He is such a baby. I love him so much. So I drag him through everything that I go through. Like for example, on my 20th birthday, I was having an existential crisis, and I was ranting to him the whole time, being like, "This happened. This happened. This is why I'm crying. This is why I'm crying." And he was so supportive, and he made me feel okay instantly. And that is only one of the reasons I love him so much. But yeah, personally, I drag my best friend with me for everything that I go through because practically, technically, really, we are in this life together. So if you have a best friend like that, do that. Right. So if you do have a partner, you can also drag them through everything that you go through because it is their responsibility. Technically, it is their job to like make space for whatever change you are going through. So if you do have a partner, drag them through it. And if they do not make space for you, if they do not give you the room to grow and change, you know what to do, right? Cut them off. This is a sign, okay? Cut them off, right? Something that we all have to remember is that change often symbolizes growth. It often indicates that you are headed somewhere higher and the universe wants to take you to the highest possible forms of success and happiness and peace and everything. So, more often than not, just accept the change. I know it's easier said than done. I know you're freaking out in your mind going like, how do I accept this? Oh my god, it's so big. But you have to learn to accept it, right? I've given you tips throughout the video. Try to use them and try to accept because acceptance is always the key. It is also the final stage of grief where everything starts to make sense. So you have to remember that acceptance is the key. Don't deny it. I know y'all are like, I will rather deny it because like that does not take too much of my mental ability. That does not take too much away from me. So I'll just deny that something happened and I will just get on with my life. But we all know that denial does not last long, right? So do not deny it. And once you start denying things, they will all start piling up. And when you are at your lowest point, they will all come back and hit you like a storm. And then you will not know what to do. And you will be so overwhelmed. You will have the worst breakdown of your life. We do not want that happening. We want to prevent that from happening. So do not deny it, try to accept it. Right? Good. Okay. Something that you should always remember is that you should never let anything take a toll on your mental health. This is so easily said, but it's so hard to do. I know that, but try. Okay? Take it one step at a time. Try not to let anything control or take a toll on your mental health. Like, do not take things that seriously. Do not take them into your deepest of minds and start overthinking about it. Do not do that. Try to just take things for what they are and try to give them the value that they deserve. Do not give them anything more than that. And that's how it will not take a toll on your mental health. And finally, what I want to say is that do not let the change control you. You control the change, right? And that is how you will also, make sure that it's not affecting your mental health and like it's not taking a toll on you as a person. Right, so that was all I had for this video. Personally, in my life, 18 was the year that changed a lot of things. And then my 19 was kind of good, kind of bad. And from 19 to 20, I noticed such a change in me. Like, right now, where I am at, my maturity is like at a completely different level. My mental state is at a completely different level. I love where I am at in my life right now. And the only way to go from here is up. Right? Right? And something to remember is that we are all in this together. And I'm making this video right now because, yes, the new year symbolizes change and like the new year, it's about new beginnings and about new energy and like welcoming a lot of new things and making space for a lot of change in your life. But I also feel like all of us are kind of going through it right now and like all of us are under the weather a bit. And I feel like that is because of some sort of change that is happening. And that is why I wanted to make this video right now. And I wish it was helpful to you. I wish you will be able to like apply some of these into your life. And I really, really hope that you will be able to accept the change that is coming your way. I love you so much. This is the ending of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. It's gonna be okay. Right? Right. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. And my Instagram is down below. Please go follow. And please like, share, subscribe, all these YouTube stuff I'm supposed to say. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. I'll meet you in the next video.